focus on?
Lisa and I would meet every couple of weeks for lunch, quote unquote, and then we'd get around to, what do you think Valerie would be doing right now? And we would always have funny ideas. Valerie's at a yoga camp, Valerie's at a dance.
She's on Broadway.
Yeah, and that one stuck, and we were happy it did. But we never had a big enough machine to come back. And then we were talking, and Lisa said, it's too bad Valerie wasn't around during the SAG writer's strike, because she would have been funny in that mess. And then we thought, why do we have to be in the present? We can start in the past. And once we opened that door, the thing that I remember about the strike was at the end, people kept saying, we're gonna have to renegotiate in 3 years because of AI. And that's why the show jumps 3 years ahead to right now. And once we came up with the idea of Valerie and AI, it felt like the same energy as Valerie and the reality TV 20 years ago, even though a little bit more scary. So that was the machine. And once that happened, Lisa was like, that's it.
What is your...
She's tough. She has to have a bigger idea in order to want to come back. And thank God she has great taste.
For Lisa, oh yeah. Give it up for Lisa Kudrow, because what she does on this show is unreal. And how quickly do you get back into the role of Valerie? Because you're so good at having these restrained moments of where you can see that she wants to break or she wants to react in one way or another, but it's just it's rare that an actor can externalize such internal emotions as well as you do. How easily do you get back into this very specific role?
Well, she's never gone. I mean, yeah, I have to stop myself from actually saying sometimes to people, did you?
Do you keep a sort of like, between the two of you, a sort of running list of industry encounters or things over the years you're like, oh, this would work?
Once we start, it's, you know, when we started this, somebody said, what is the moral that you're saying about AI? And I panicked for 2 days until we finally said, it's not our job. Our job is just to report right now what's happening. So when we open up the file, we look around and it's all collabs and social media and people filming themselves on every imaginable screen, security cameras and phones and you know. Lisa's whole thing is there's nothing novel about a camera now.
Right, and I mean, so we started with reality TV, right? First season, and nobody understood what we were doing, basically. It felt, some of you did, thanks, but, back then, and then now it's just, right, that's not new, and everybody is panicked and desperate. And everybody is curating their own reality show and posting it on the worldwide platform, you know? So.
You know, but I'll tell you, there is a timeliness to this one. And when we came up with the idea, we went to Casey Bloys, who's the head of HBO, and said it was just a good bite. Valerie's cast in the first multicam written by AI. And he said immediately yes, and then he said prescient, and then he said as soon as possible. It has to happen soon because it's happening so fast. And we are going to get on the air before any studio admits they're using it.
Was that an exciting pressure to have to get even further ahead of the curve?
Yeah.
Exciting and sometimes terrifying.
So. Anytime we heard a thing, we're like, how far are they going? What are they doing? You know, but
we were sticking with writing mostly, right? So, you know, that feels like, yeah, it'll be a while before anyone says, yeah, we're using it.
Hopefully. For the returning cast, I'm kind of curious, what did it feel like to come back to these characters? Do you have a specific sort of memory of your first day on set on Disco versus first day on set on past seasons?
Oh, wow. Well, it was thrilling, the thought of being able to come back. I mean, every single person that, you know, we would run into press-wise and fan-wise would always say, this is going to be a third season, this is going to be a third season, for years. So we also felt very lucky that the two of them came up with something that was so charged and exciting. And we're like a family, and it really feels like from the first day, it's almost as if no time has passed. It's weird, so much time has passed, but we are very close, and obviously we've been doing this a long time. And first day on the set, it was kind of like, I can't believe this is happening. For me, it really is about seeing Lisa once I saw the wig, I was like, oh my God, hi old friend. And so there's something really exciting and magical the minute Valerie is on set with us.
What about you, Laura?
Oh yeah, I mean, I just, time was passing. I didn't think that they would let the opportunity go to make it a trilogy and just have it be like this perfect, 3-season thing. But I knew that they wouldn't do it unless they had an idea they really loved. But I knew they would think of something. Of course they would. So, Michael and Lisa called me, it was February, and just said, Michael said, well, it's been 10 years. Season 3 of the Comeback shoots this summer, are you in? And I was like, yes. And then all they said was, Valerie is in the first sitcom written by AI. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And that's all I knew. And then I didn't tell anybody because I so desperately wanted for the experience for the fans to be the best it could possibly be. So I didn't even tell my manager. I was just like, he could find out when he needs to know. And then he called me months later and he's like, you're not gonna believe this. And I'm like, But yeah, I really thought, okay, it's been 10 years, I know what it's gonna be, but like I'm gonna get to hang out with these people who I love so much, and I'm gonna just like be in the background, get hit in the head with the camera, say an occasional like dry thing, and just soak it all in for one last time. But I was not expecting to get to do what I got to do. I was so honored that they trusted me with so much this time, and I had the best time of my entire life.
I would say you were very good at Trader Joe's, though. Very believable.
Too believable.
Damien, what about you?
Well, yeah, obviously thrilled to do it again, to be invited back, and to get to be in a very interesting marriage. However, I thought the season 2 ending was perfect. When I read the script for the last episode of the second season, I didn't quite understand until after we left the table read that they had solved that we go from all the camera crews to something where no one is watching, and I thought that's just the way to go. That's the way to exit stage left, perfectly mic drop. And so I was like, all right. However, to be able to come back and do a third season, just thrilling. And to work on the marriage. It's like now it's the marriage of about 25 years, and we both have our challenges. I have some challenges that I have to work through, and how do we continue to support each other in a relationship, and it's just lovely to work on. So just so very happy to have that opportunity and challenge.
And for the new cast, this show has such a masterful tone and a very tricky tone to pull off. And I'm curious, what were your conversations like with Michael and Lisa when you guys were first brought on about how to approach everything?
I don't know that we ever had a real conversation about the tone. I think it just was a good fit. And I'm just a huge fan of the show, and I felt like the opportunity to get to hopefully seamlessly just squeeze my way into the chaos and all the amazingness that's happening. To me, that was just the goal, was like, how can I just put myself in there in the most offensive or intrusive way.
You weren't offensive at all.
Good. No, it's just easy. It was just easy when we were all there together. I don't think there was ever anyone who didn't get it, because it's just what the energy was, and I think it was very clear and positive, and yeah.
What about you, Jack?
Oh, yeah, me. I'm the outlier here. This is E.T. Call Home. There's clearly those of you who know this, and I was a huge fan of the series, but there is a person missing here. As you know, the beloved Mickey. And when Michael sort of found me out of nowhere and explained
He was on YouTube talking about his career. He's a 4-time Tony-winning Broadway legend. So I didn't find him out of nowhere. I saw a thing on the internet that said Jack O'Brien talks about his career, and I clicked on it, and he was so special as a person, and that's what I want to just say about Ella and Jack joining. You can't just hire any actor to join this. You have to hire somebody who looks like a non-actor when the camera's on them.
well, that's me.
And he is, so out of nowhere, it was you that got it, but go ahead.
But anyway, it was summer. I wasn't working. I thought, I'm at the stage in my life where I just want to say yes to everything. And as a result, I realized that this extraordinarily emotional character that happened to be Michael's drama teacher, who in a sense wasn't really an actor either, but became an integral part of the knitting of these talented people, that somehow that would have to be stitched together. And even though I had no illusions about this and no expectations, I couldn't not respond. I mean, first of all, there's the goddess of comedy, You do want to show up for her. And because I've been in the theater all my life, I know something about the chemistry of a company. And it's not an accident, guys. When people have mutual respect and they adore one another and they want to be together, if you think that doesn't make a difference, it does. And you are seeing it now, because 10 years later, that body breathes and loves and exists. And it's been such a thrill and an honor to be on the end here.
We're almost out of time, but I want to squeeze in one last question for Michael and Lisa, and with no spoilers for how things go, but when it comes to figuring out how to button up this trilogy and end things, did you have a clear end point in mind from the beginning? Did it take a long time to figure out how to end Valerie's story? How was the pressure, and how did you land on what it is?
We knew the end immediately.
Do you want to tease anything for this crowd here?
No, why would we? I mean, look, we knew where we were arriving, and our goal was to make as much chutes and ladders fun for the audience as possible to watch how this thing moves. We had a wonderful time. We had a brilliant production. It looks great. John Melfi, our executive producer, made sure that happened. It was really about just going to the point at the end that both Lisa and I knew so strongly. And our journey was to make sure we got to the same impulse at the end that we had at the beginning. So we're not going to tell you. I mean, we're thrilled you saw 2 episodes, but they all have a journey, and it's all part of this amazing gift to come back and close it off with this trilogy and these people.
It is a huge gift. It's a huge gift that you guys got to see it here with them. So
thank you for that.